Hi everybody. Today we're having chicken enchiladas and beef enchiladas for dinner. I'm going to show you my low-fat version of it. Okay, and next we'll be starting on our chicken. Okay, now I'm starting with my diced up chicken. These are chicken tenders. And I'm going to sprinkle them with a little garlic powder. Now I don't have much chicken cut up here, but when you put them in your tortillas, it'll stretch. Now I'm going with adobe seasoning. That's a great Mexican taste. Can you see that? I think you can. Okay, adobe. Be careful with this stuff. It does have a lot of salt in it. Crushed red pepper. And just to top it off, I'm going to put some fajita seasoning in it. So we got a lot of Mexican flavors going on in here. I'm also going to add some onions to my dehydrated onions to them. Not too many. And some parsley flakes. Dry parsley flakes. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with my ground beef, and a lot of times you can eat ground beef just as low in calories as chicken breast. But I get the Laura's lean beef, and I get the one that has 4% fat in it, and it's very low in calories. For a 4-ounce serving, it's 140 calories, so you can't beat that. You know, you're not going to put 4 ounces in a fajita tortilla shell. So I'm going to brown both of them up in my separate skillets with just enough olive oil in the one that doesn't have stick-free coating on it, and brown them up. So then I'll be back after I browned up my ground beef and chicken. Okay, our chicken's ground now. And we're going to put in a whole can of diced tomatoes with green chilies, and I have the mild one. But the spiced other one is just as good if you want it hotter. And I'm going to put a little bit more Baja adobe seasoning in there, kind of season up these tomatoes some. Then I'm going to put it back on the stove and scrape up the brownings and cook it down a little bit to be a little bit thicker. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with our ground beef. We're going to use the 10-ounce can of diced green chilies, or sometimes they have the Mexican flavor, but I like the one with the chilies in it, and a little bit of the adobe flavoring, and cook it down. And we'll be back. Okay, now we're going to assemble our enchiladas. Okay, it's cooked down and get all the brown stuff off the bottom, and all that goodness is already on our chicken. We let it cool down so it won't melt the cheese right away when we put it on there. So we're taking a regular flour tortilla. Try to find the low-fat version. These are 80 calories per tortilla. Okay, and you want to put in about 2 ounces of meat in each one. Now we're going to put some Kraft fat-free cheese. Now the sauce, the enchilada sauce has 70 calories for how much? 1/4 of a cup, and 50 grams of fat in each of that. So it's got a lot of fat in that, okay? Fat's our friend, but not that friendly. We don't want that much, a whole lot of fat in our diet. Okay, so you put about a handful of cheese in there, and then you wrap it up just like that, and you place it in your pan that I'm going to spray some Pam olive oil on. we're going to turn that face down. Try to find some fresh tortillas so they don't really tear. So you're going to place it seam side down in your pan. Okay? And you're going to proceed until your whole pan is full. So I'll be back when our pan's full. Okay. Now I've assembled both of my chicken and my beef enchiladas, and I've got, how many in this pan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fairly big enchiladas, and I've spread the rest of the extra beef and cheese on top of that. And now I'm going to add the enchilada sauce, and I get it from anywhere. This one came from Trader Joe's particularly, and it's pretty low cal. I just found out that enchilada sauce is not too fattening, not too fat. You know, you just go up and down on your enchiladas, trying to cover them, trying to get about 1/4 cup on each one. And you know, enchilada sauce, I don't know how to make it from scratch, but it has its own unique flavor. But if you can make it from scratch, you can cut some of that fat out, I'm sure. Okay, I'm gonna put a bottle on each one and then put them in the oven for about, till the cheese melts, so about 10 minutes. And we'll have our dish.